for. We met with both head coaches earlier this morning. Both these teams still fighting hard through the tape in hopes of getting to the ACC tournament, and it's Boston College on this senior day with the basketball first. Fred Payne draws two defenders, gets rid of the basketball to Jayden Shaw, who goes into the lane, and he's called for steps.
Yeah, nice move by Jayden Shaw. Just lost his balance when he got down in that painted area, but I like the fact Boston College comes out early, wanting to try to establish the inside attack.
And the sensational freshman for Notre Dame, Jalen Haralson, his third game back from injury with the basketball. Here's Cole Serta, who Scott just talked about, trying to find Carson Tout. This is the man they want shooting from that corner. Serta, though, left it well short.
Yeah, but that's his spot. He likes the corner triple.
Both he and the coach's son, Braden Shrewsbury, lethal weapons from the perimeter. Boston College doesn't shoot it nearly as well. More mid-range, try to get in that paint. Off the bounce, that was Donald Hand Jr. misfiring on his first attempt.
Yeah, how about Tout getting up and chewing glass? You're going to see a lot of Tout working the defense and the offensive boards throughout this 40-minute contest.
Tout sets the screen, on the roll, gets the ball with three defenders around him. Brady Kaler now on the turnaround, well short. It's an air ball, and here comes Fred Payne, the redshirt sophomore from Grambling, Louisiana, the leading player for the Eagles this year. He has it knocked away out of bounds, and so it's another BC turnover.
We're seeing some good defense early on in this one right now. Both teams getting their hands on the balls, getting deflections, causing the offensive players to be kind of discombobulated to start this basketball game. I wonder if this 12 o'clock tip and all the emotions of senior day kind of have this both these teams a little off kilter.
Well, these two teams are mirror images of each other in terms of style. Notre Dame is much better on offense than on defense, and it's just the opposite for this BC defense that just forced the turnover, as Braden Shrewsbury just had to go down and cover up.
I love that, though, right? Like, hey, made a mistake, you lost the ball. Don't try to reach for the basketball. Go down and jump on it. I love that at the college level. These guys are not afraid to scrape their knee or their elbow going for the basketball. There's Coach Micah Shrewsbury.
The seated Micah Shrewsbury, because he tore his left Achilles tendon during the Duke game back on the 24th of February. Carson Tout misses the layup. Here comes BC with the basketball. Still looking for our first points, nearly 2 minutes in.
Yeah, Tout got bumped underneath. And obviously, these officials are going to let these big, strong teams figure it out themselves.
Tough shot on the move by Chase Forte, the point guard for BC.
But we're 2 minutes into this game. We don't even got a bucket yet.
Serta turns down the three, taken away by Chase Forte. And on his senior day, the young man out of Raleigh throws it down.
Hey, I love that for him, that young man on senior day. I remember my senior day like it was yesterday. It's a special moment to go out there, be able to play, knowing this is the last time you're come through that tunnel for your home team. Oh, Tout got tripped. Go back to this one defensively, just getting after Cole Serta, who just got his hands right on that ball. Serta wanted the foul, but I think that was a clean knockaway, and then going up there and just grabbing a piece of that rim.
Well, in his fourth Division I stop after UNC Asheville, Northwestern State, South Dakota, Chase Forte went through the senior day ceremonies here in Chestnut Hill just before tip-off. Here's Tout again. Always looking for the open man. He's a terrific passer out of that short roll, but Kaler missed the triple.
It's a really good start for BC defensively, trying to keep the Irish on that launch pad.
Forte drives on Haralson and lost the dribble. It's another cough up for BC. Here's Shrewsbury off the dribble. He's got a sweet stroke. First points for Notre Dame, no surprise, come off a triple.
Yeah, Braden Shrewsbury's second three-pointers made for the Irish. He loves that transition. His father, the head coach, says he likes shooting the ball off transition. Cole Serta likes to catch it, shoot it off the catch.
Off the hand miss. Here comes Shrewsbury again, averaging nearly 12 points per game. Fourth in the ACC at 40% from long range. Now on the switch, he's got Kapke defending. Every ACC team seems to defend differently. Those two men on the perimeter. Shrewsbury with a tough three. Long rebound has the Eagles in transition. Jayden Shaw off the lob.
Wow, was that quick off of that missed shot. How quick were the Eagles to get that thing to the other end? This team is fired up. They are ready to go here at noon.
Kaler softly with that left hand off the glass.
That was sweet. Generally a shooter from the perimeter, but if you get out on him, he has shown the ability to put that thing on the deck and get to the rack.
Well, out of Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, the same alma mater as his head coach, Michael Shrewsbury, Kaler was a top 100 recruit last year. And another one of those honored on senior day with his first 2 points on a sweet turnaround.
Very nice for a hand. I saw him out here at 10 o'clock when I was banging on the door trying to get in the building. He was the only guy on the court working on his J, and that first one was true.
Well, he is academically a senior, but a redshirt junior, so he has another year of eligibility. Whether he's here at BC or not, he will leave Chestnut Hill with his undergraduate degree. Shrewsbury misfires. Here comes BC again with numbers. Shaw didn't give it up. He had hand with him, and instead he turns it over.
Wow, a lot of contact down there on that play. They are not calling anything. I love when the ACC officials let these guys play like big, strong men.
Serta off the bounce, and the sophomore from Illinois has his first 2.
Hey, Doug, you told me these teams like to walk it up. This has been fast and furious here. End to end after missed shots or turnovers. They are getting that ball to the offensive end, looking to attack before the defense can set itself.
They're opportunistic, let's say that. The miss by hand. Here come the Irish with numbers. His hand is still just getting up off the floor. Serta cut off by Forte. Give it to the open man, Kaler.
Kapke doing a nice job boxing out Tout on that weak side glass.
Fred Payne attacks Shrewsbury. Ball knocked out of bounds, and Boston College will have it when we come back.
Well, it has been a lot of deep. Michael Shrewsbury outdid Coach Grant because he got them bloody red bottoms like the ladies like to wear.
Off the Payne miss, here comes Notre Dame. Braden Shrewsbury, the coach's son, gives the basketball up. It finds its way to Serta, who again gets into the lane, and this time is fouled and will shoot 2. Now, as soon as I see a coach who uses a scooter and has the boot and is on a stool, I think of Ron Hunter, now the head coach at Tulane, from what, 15 years ago during the NCAA tournament when he fell off his stool in excitement when his son RJ hit the game-winning shot. Yeah, we've got the side-by-side comparison there. So you're going with Shrewsbury wearing it better.
Yeah, I like that because that's kind of got that old school Michael Jordan, the red and the black look, you know, from the original Air Jordan 1s. I like that look a little bit better than the all-black boot. Although
Manolo Blahnik is the women's shoe you're talking about with the red soles. That's a good look, too.
Yeah.
Although I'm glad Coach is going with the boot. 8-6, Notre Dame with the early lead in this game that has big ramifications for both, whether or not they make it to the ACC tournament next week. Fighting for that 15th and final place in Charlotte. 2 defenders to Payne means Kapke's got a shot. Just as the buzzer sounds, he ties the game at 8.
That's exactly what they need out of Kapke. Some punch inside offensively. Yes, he can stroke the triple. Knocked in 3 the last basketball game, going 3 for 8. But they need him in that paint, doing some damage.
Good pressure defense by the 6'9" sophomore Jayden Hastings out on the perimeter. This is Logan Imes. His pass knocked away in the backcourt. Shot clock down to 8.
Shrewsbury's got to hurry.
Finds Sundra on the roll, and Garrett Sundra off the bench with his first 2.
Nice job coming together, and Sundra saw, hey, there's 3 guys out here on my shooter. Let me roll down this lane, and Shrewsbury on time, on target with that pass. Easy finish for Sundra underneath.
Boston College with 4 early turnovers. Here's Payne. Nothing but net. First 3 points for the leading scorer for BC this year. He comes in averaging 15.5.
I like that, right? Catch and shoot with confidence on that triple there, being assisted. Let your teammates help you get a bucket.
Serta always has a defender. This time it's Payne riding that hip, and he turns it over. Bad pass on the outlet, and Kapke's going to be... Well, no, they call a traveling violation on Kaler, and he can't believe it.
Yeah, he had Kapke all over him like a backpack. It caused Kohler to travel with the basketball, but consistency, that's what you want out of the officials. They've been letting them bang and getting a lot of contact on both sides of the floor, and they're not going to call that that kind of contact. It just doesn't have anything to do with the play here. This is just two guys going after the basketball. Kohler's doing his job there, smacking Kapke in the face as well. So two guys going after the basketball. They called the travel. I like it.
Our officials today are Sean Hall, Claire Aubrey, and Anthony Eads. Backup point guard Luka Taves has come off the bench for Boston College, number 10 in white.
Oh, that Luka Taves, he can pass that ball. He's got some great court vision and elite passing ability. So trying to get his teammates involved. Coach Grant's going to bring in Taves and hopefully he can get that offense a little bit more consistent here in the rest of this first half.
Well, a young man from Tokyo, his mom Aiko. He attended the Newman School here in Boston and then stayed in the old town to go to college. Payne drive and dish to the wide open man just off the bench, Caleb Steger.
You've been to Tokyo before, Dougie?
I have. Have you?
I went last summer. I absolutely loved it. Fell in love with the city.
I have to say that because my wife was born in Japan.
There you go.
But yes, I love Tokyo, love Japan. What a finish by Fred Payne. Now he's the ultimate underdog out of Lincoln Prep in Grambling, Louisiana. Not heavily recruited, but he is one of the most improved players in the entire ACC this year.
Yeah, it really would be. If it wasn't for Juke Harris down at Wake Forest, he probably would win most improved player this year. Look at Taves getting after it defensively, but they're going to call a whistle. This kid, Fred Payne, is a blur in a white jersey. He is so quick at taking that ball from half court to the rack. I love that split. And 3 defenders will not be denied on his way to the cup.
Earlier this season, he's got 6 upperclassmen who kind of share that, but Fred might be that guy. And the last time I was in this building, he spearheaded a big win over Syracuse with a career-high 26 points. Ball coming this way. Good hands, Williams.
Still got it, baby.
Good hands. You didn't flinch.
No, of course not. You know, you did this for 20 years, baby. I was ready for that one.
Well, you're 3
I
and
saw this guy wasn't going to catch it. Let it hit his wife over here. I had to bail him out.
I can guarantee, though, your first 4 years in the NBA with the Bulls, nobody passed you the ball. In spite of the fact you could catch it.
I had to go get it off the glass. That's definitely sure. That shot's up. Here goes Shrewsbury.
Well, he has got one of the prettier strokes in the league, no doubt about it. Junior from Granger, Indiana, now has a pair of triples, and we are tied at 13.
Yeah, he likes that spot, right? He is just dribbling. I was talking about him being a corner three-point shooter, but he is just dribbling into that shot right at the top, off the top of the key.
Well, he's really good wherever, but he's better than 50% on the corner threes. But if you're a defense, you've got to know where he is at all times. Hand penetrates. Finishes with that left hand to put BC back on top.
That was a good, strong, aggressive penetration there. He had to fight off a defender with that right arm there on his way to the bucket. He was going to be stopped.
And it has been a tough season for Donald Hand Jr. And just lately coming back from injury, he's been struggling, not getting to the free throw line. It's good to see him being on attack mode and getting into the lane with the basketball.
Yeah, he's been really bad. Just 3.5 points per game his last couple basketball games. Here's another outside long shot.
Yeah, Steger has now gone 0 for 2 since coming off the bench. They call an over and back violation, but that should not be.
No,
the
Coach
ball
Grant's
had not been
possessed
before it got to the backcourt. That was a long rebound that hadn't been possessed.
Yeah, it was kind of been fumbled around between a couple Boston College players, but nobody really had it. Take a look at it again right here. Just kind of ping-ponging off a couple different guys. Nobody got their hands on it.
Yeah, no possession.
They really said they had possession of it, and I think the officials are going to get together and make the change.
No, they're going to say Notre Dame basketball.
Are they really? Okay, well, this group has kind of confused me on that one there. I thought 2 of the other 3 officials were going to change that.
They missed it. Midway through the first half.
But these things have a way of balancing themselves out over a 40-minute game.
15-13 Boston College, a highly competitive start. The winner of this game will then hold its breath to see if Pittsburgh wins or loses this afternoon at Syracuse. A Pitt win, and the Panthers get that 15th spot. But if the Panthers lose to the Orange later this afternoon, the winner of this game will be in the ACC tournament. You alluded to it earlier. Earl Grant said it really is new to him. It's like being a head coach in a one-bid league, as he has done previously, where You know you got to win to get into the big dance. This is win to get into the conference tournament.
Yeah, he's at the College of Charleston. He said he always had the best team in the conference. He really have to worry about it too much, but do understand the pressure now of trying to get into that ACC tournament by getting this one. You got to handle your business. You can't worry about what Pitt's going to do the game after.
Luka Taves on the inbound, hand hesitated and then was fouled, and that gives you kind of an idea what kind of season it's been for the redshirt junior out of Virginia Beach. He shouldn't hesitate. Normally, when he's feeling himself and having confidence, he takes that inbound and goes right to the hole.
Yeah, it's starting to get on his confidence a little bit. He's changed his shot up. You watch even his free throw, he's got a little hesitation in his stroke. He's really been struggling with his shot, and now it's translating into other parts of his game, because you're right, he's a big, strong, explosive player, and in years past he would have taken that thing to the rack and dunked it.
Well, that's the first free throw of the game so far for Boston College. Hand is 71%, but you can see with that form it's not one fluid motion. He was the ACC most improved player last year, but has regressed a bit this year. And I know Earl Grant and his staff would love for Hand to be able to come back. He's one of the few guys in the conference, one of only 3 guys right now in the ACC in his 4th year at the same school. Now, because of an injury, he's got eligibility to come back, and he could be there for 5 years. But that is what both of these coaches are hoping for, to build through traditional means and get older in years to come. Here's Brady Kaler for the Fighting Irish, one of the guys Coach Shrewsbury wants to build around. Carson Tout gets the call on a block against Taves.
Yeah, Taves was giving up about 70 pounds to Carson down there, but Tout's got to do it. When he sees a guy like a mismatch like this, he's got to think, I got to score here. That's where the Irish have not had a significant inside punch. Tout is not an offensive player. Here's an offensive play. Look at these Boston College defenders really getting after that basketball. But yeah, Tout has got to provide that inside punch offensively if the Irish want to come out of here with a victory.
Well, the Achilles is not bothering Coach Shrewsbury at the moment. He's got other things on his mind. Not happy about that call. Boden Kapke coming off his career high 25 points Tuesday against the Hokies. Here he is from long range. Well, that is just part of his game. He's at about 33% on the year, but finishing strong. He had a big game shooting the basketball from Tech, and interesting from Earl Grant about unlocking both aspects of his offensive attack.
And that's exactly what he did against Virginia Tech. He went outside for 3 triples, but he went inside for a bunch of buckets too. This guy's 6'10", 6'11", 260 pounds.
Transfer from Butler. Payne left that one short.
Yeah, no air under that one. Just almost a line drive to the basket. Got to get that thing up into the air and let it come down softly.
Sir Muhammad is fouled, and he'll head to the line.
We've seen both of these squads this afternoon after missed field goals take it hard to the rack, and I love that one by Boden Kapke, because he was just sitting there waiting for that ball to find him in rotation. He was able to get on balance and stroke it. Look at that. That BC in points last two games played there. 25 against Miami, and then the big game against Virginia Tech.
Now the sophomore out of Myers Park High School in Charlotte, Sir Muhammad, at the line. Son of Nazi, first-round pick back in 1998. A couple of national championships during his days at Kentucky. Tout, the active career college rebound leader on the offensive glass, once again extends the possession for Notre Dame. Three to shoot, 2 to shoot. Boston College comes up with another stop, and here comes Chase Forte. And out of his peripheral, he thought that Luka Taves was going to continue into the corner. Miscommunication forces another Boston College timeout. A bunch of snow that fell, let's see, today's Saturday, so Thursday afternoon, evening, and into yesterday morning. They had some snow, but it's going to warm up around here before long. You coming from the desert, though, I know you got to have an extra layer on, Scott.
I did. I had the knit cap on and about 3 layers of long sleeve items. I went down to Newport, Rhode Island. First time I'd been down there. What a beautiful place that is.
It sure
in the
is.
wintertime.
Here's Carson Tout, 5th-year senior, transfer from Northern Arizona. To Jalen Haralson, who's had a quiet start to the game for Notre Dame. Off the bounce, able to get it to go. And he comes away hobbling just a bit. He had missed some time in February with an ankle injury, and we'll keep an eye on number 10 in blue.
Yeah, he has been so good since he's come back from that injury. He gets to the line. He shot 25 free throws in the last 2 basketball games, going 22 of 25.
Chase Forte. Braden Shrewsbury sets up Kaler, who buries the 3.
How about Kaler? This kid is just getting more and more confident as this ACC season's going on. He can take the ball to the rack. He's got good length, and he can stroke that triple.
6 unanswered points gives Notre Dame a 3-point lead. Payne always drawing attention at the top of the scouting report for defenses against BC this year. Boden Kapke.
Yeah, this is where he's been so good, backing dudes down.
2 traditional big boys down low. Kapke, not that time.
I love when the pigs start banging down there, playing like Brahma Bulls.
Kaler no off the front rim. Taves was the last to touch, and a foul is going to be called on Carson Tout. Second time, a big guy for Notre Dame in Tout sent the Boston College little guy flying.
Yeah, look at this one more time, though. Just great vision there by Shrewsbury, getting it over there to his partner there, and then going after that ball. Little Taves got pushed in the back and ended up underneath the shoelaces of the guys in the front row there.
Well, Taves is listed at 6'1", 190. That's a lot less than Carson Tout, 6'8", 250. And as a big guy back at Carolina in the NBA, you must have more than once shook your head when a little guy went flying, and you barely touched him.
Barely breathed on Allen Iverson. They whistled for you for a foul.
Foul on the drive. Colcerta this time, the guilty party for the Fighting Irish.
And neither one of these teams is really lighting it up with a high percentage. Nobody over 50%. But they're playing hard, right, Dougie? Like, they realize that there's so much at stake in this basketball game. They're giving it their all.
And it's not uncommon at this time of year, final game of the regular season, for 2 teams with the records that they have, that you don't have the intensity or energy that you would hope, and it's understandable. But both these teams have been bringing it so far here today. And again, the loser, their season will end this afternoon. The winner will then go and watch the Syracuse-Pittsburgh game later this afternoon, and they'll be rooting hard for the Orange. If Syracuse beats Pittsburgh, the winner of this game will qualify for the ACC tournament.
Hey, I want to go back to that last defensive stop there. Kaler did a fantastic job denying one of the BC players right at the basket, swatting that thing away. So, like I say, it hasn't been great basketball, but it's been hard-fought defensive action. Another triple.
Off the baseline, out of bounds, a good look, but Garrett Sundra, the sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia, missed it. And Boston College with another chance to tie with a triple. Forte, drive and dish, catch and shoot. Payne, another rebound for the 6', 10" Brady Kaler. Haralson plays on despite that tender ankle. Looking to go to work. He is excellent at drawing fouls. This time no call. Here's Hand attacking. And we've got a foul call. Well, the Warriors take on the Thunder tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ABC. Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq will be there to tip off coverage at 8. And then they'll be back at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific to break it all down along with anything else big in the association. And folks here at Boston College will be keeping their eyes on Quentin Post, the second year out of BC. Part-time starter for the Golden State Warriors, coming off the bench more these days. But who had that on their bingo card when he transferred from Mississippi State to Boston College a few years ago? Turned himself into an NBA player.
Hard work pays off, right? And we got a lane violation on that first free throw, so Boston College gets to do it again.
Well, that could be a byproduct of the funky delivery with the delay in it for Hand. And that's part of the scouting report. How we may have Kapke tried to get off the lane just as the ball was getting to Hand. You can't do that. But on the scouting report, Notre Dame needs to be aware of this free throw motion so that you don't step in early. And we had it again. So again, if you are Brady Kaler, you have to know that.
Yeah, the coach Michael Shrewsbury sitting back and not really happy with his team. But yeah, way too early in there. But that little hitch or hesitation there is giving the Irish fits. And the third time he makes the first end of the 1-and-1. Boy, did that really pay off for the Eagles on that free throw.
Well, the NBA used to have 3 to make 2. Now it's 4 to make 2.
I'm not that old. I didn't play in that era.
I did look at you when I said that. You're right.
Looked right at me.
You were just a high schooler.
You
were just a high schooler.
I was just a baby then. I think I was playing elementary Little League at that time.
Hand is injured at midcourt. He can't move. Play continues.
Stop this.
And now they do. They let Notre Dame finish their possession, and now Hand on his senior day.
Oh, no. He's got a lower body injury, and he is in a lot of pain. Look at his father right there.
His dad, who was a standout player at Virginia back in the day, Donald Hand Sr., who was in town because of the senior day ceremonies, watching his son try to put some weight on that foot.
Look, he's just kind of coming off the free throw line, and there was no contact with any other player, but he immediately goes to that right knee area, or at least the right leg, and is in some pain. Well, this is before against Stanford on the 11th when he initially went down with injury to that right leg, and he had to leave the floor.
Yeah, this is his fourth game back from that injury, and he was off to a good start to this game.
Yeah, look at that. They're really having to help him off the floor, not able to put any weight on that right leg.
Yeah, the same right leg in what could be his final game ever.
Oh, that's tough.
As a Boston College Eagle, and again, his dad, a former 3-time captain of the Virginia Cavaliers, sitting nearby watching his son helped into the locker room.
So I really hate that for that young man. I really hate that for him. But the show's got to go on, and Boston College is still trying to fight for their ACC tournament life here.
Jayden Hastings lost it on the way up. Fight for the ball. And it's Muhammad who has it for Notre Dame. Wide open, Logan Imes buries it.
Well, I think Boston College maybe got concerned for Hand and Junior and lost Imes in that left corner right in front of their bench, and Imes made him pay with a big triple, largest lead of the game now for the Irish.
Good ball movement to find Forte. Problem is, Boston College just doesn't make enough of those outside threes when they get a good look. Payne will try. Out of bounds off Kapke. Back to the Fighting Irish as we head to the under 4 media timeout.
Well, Notre Dame
flipped the roster with a new coach coming in to replace the legendary Jim Larinaga, and they got it right. They have as good a starting 5 as anybody in the ACC, and Miami will be one of perhaps 8 teams that make it to the NCAA tournament. That's what Joe Lunardi has tracking heading into this final weekend. Although SMU is leaking oil. The Mustangs are down on the cut line. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech and Cal are both on the wrong side of the bubble, but with wins today and then do a little damage at the ACC tournament, the conference could get 8, 9, maybe 10 if things break right. Been a big bounce back year for the conference.
And then you just said it, right? Regardless of how many they get in, it's still been a really good ACC field this year.
Off the Taves miss, Boston College now 2 of 14 from 3. They have missed their last 10 shots from the floor overall. Kaler got back to the left hand and got crunched. The personal foul goes against Jayden Hastings. And so Kaler will shoot 2.
Yeah, Boden Kapke comes out to challenge Kaler out on the perimeter, but realize Kaler's a left-hander, and you have to take away that strong left-hand drive. He gained a little bit of advantage, and then Kapke had to overcorrect. He comes back to his right side, and the help side defender just clips Kaler and sends him to the free throw line.
Well, as we just mentioned, the T. Rowe Price ACC men's basketball tournament begins Tuesday at 2 Eastern. The first round will be on the ACC network and the ESPN app, and the Nothing But Net crew will tip off our coverage 1:30 Eastern on Tuesday. And, of course, we'll have post-game shows each night throughout the tournament. Notre Dame fighting for its spot in the ACC tournament on an 8-0 run to open up their largest lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, and they're doing it with the D. Right now, Boston College can't get anything going, and there's a foul inside. That is going to be the 8th team foul, so Boden Kapke is going to go to line for a couple free throws. If he gets, well, what's front end of a 1-on-1 anyway.
Here's Brady Kaler, who has a long relationship with his head coach, Micah Shrewsbury. They all came up through the same circuits, he and the Shrewsbury boys. Also, an AAU teammate, Jalen Haralson, for the Indy Heat and the Nike EYBL circuit. Forte off the crossover, driving on Muhammad, who's whistled for the foul.
Well, again, going inside. You saw it the time before, Kapke going down low, and now that another drive from the perimeter, taking that ball to the basket. You're stuck at 21 points. They've been stuck there for a while. Can't make free throws, can't make field goals. You've got to take that thing inside, try to get a bucket in the paint.
Forte, the point guard for Earl Grant Jr., the head coach, who himself was a standout point guard at Georgia College back in the 90s. As a player, Coach Grant led his school to a 49-11 record in his 2 years. For head coach Terry Sellers, they reached the 2000 Division II Elite Eight, played in Louisville. Coach Grant just raves about Coach Sellers. Never cussed, did everything just right for his team, and he's tried to carry on that legacy in his own coaching career.
I love this backcourt pressure here. They get the turnover.
Sundra coughed it up. Looked like an easy two for Payne, but it trickled off the iron.
Boy, BC just can't buy a basket. 0 for their last 11 from the field. That was at point-blank range.
It's been nearly 7 minutes since Boston College put one through the hoop. Himes picked up his dribble. Here's Braden Shrewsbury. Drive and dish. No call on the Forte block shot. BC, if it's going to get back in and get the offense going, they're going to have to turn defense into offense. Kapke is fouled. Looked like Himes had his hand in the cookie jar. Let's see if it's on him or on Kaler.
For a team that's really been struggling the way Boston College has, boy, did they swarm to the basketball defensively. They don't give up anything easy inside. And then offensively, doing a really good job sharing the ball. There was a number of guys that could have shot that basketball. They shuffled over to Kapke in the corner, and he dribbles it hard to the rack and gets that foul. It's nice to see him get that front free throw down.
It looked to me like a good no call on the other end. Boden Kapke made the first.
Well, yeah, this is what these officials have been letting them play, right? They had little contact. They're not calling that incidental stuff. You got to man up, lock in, put that thing in the foul in the bucket after the contact.
Got our first look at Matthew McClellan, a grad transfer from NAIA Madonna University in Michigan, getting his first opportunity here with under 2 minutes left in the first. Kapke makes the second.
More backcourt pressure. Try to take a little time off of that shot clock for the Irish.
Off the Haralson pass, Kaler misses from deep. Boston College with a stop.
It's just one pass and then a three. You got things going. You've been moving the basketball. You can catch them sleeping a little defensively if you move it around. And now you're going to get Kaler down there too aggressive with Kapke. You're going to put him back on the line where he just made two.
Well, he's given up a lot of size and strength there. He's 50 pounds lighter, and he's a young guy. And Kapke's an old guy. And so Kapke is going to try and take advantage every single time he can.
Yes, Dougie, but you got to realize your team is in the penalty situation, right? So even if you have to let him catch it down there low, know that you got some help coming. Don't just push him in the back, straight in the back, and then put him on the free throw line. That's where that understanding will come as he become an older player.
So is that what you tried to do when Shaq was posting you up?
I was screaming for help. I told Shaq, hey, listen, you catch it, I'm gonna foul you. I want you to go to the line and make both free throws. And I want all of my front teeth in my mouth after the game so I can go draw myself a juicy steak. Yeah, I got you, Scott. I got you. Always liked you, Scott. I do a terrible Shaquille O'Neal impersonation, but he did come visit North Carolina when he was like 16 years old. And when he signed at LSU, Pete Chilk and I were two of the happiest guys on campus that day.
Your minutes weren't going to go down.
That's right.
The last 7 Boston College points have come from the free throw line. Their last bucket was made by Kapke, who has made 4 free throws in a row. And that draws BC back to within 4. Haralson had it knocked off his foot, it looks like.
Yes, you're right, Dougie.
Although we may have a foul call as well. Indeed, we do.
Oh, the way they've been letting them bang, I thought that was going to stand and be off of Haralson. And Haralson now, he's going to go to the line. It's an 18 foul on Boston College. But look, a little pressure down there. See that little right arm on the hip there? That slap there kind of goes off of Haralson's sneaker, but the official on that baseline said no. You put a little too much wrist on there.
First foul on Forte. And we asked Micah Shrewsbury before the game, has Jalen Haralson in his excellent freshman year surprised you in any way? And he said no. But he's pleasantly surprised, though, at his willingness and wantingness to be coached every single day. And that's a trait you don't know until you get the guy in uniform and the grind of practice in the summer and in the fall. And this young man, still today in early March, is asking the entire staff, please keep coaching me. Tell me what I can get better at.
Yeah, and you saw his numbers there per 40 minutes the last few basketball games. Just absolutely outstanding. I love, again, like right there, his ability to get to the free throw line. And look at Irish out of those free throws coming out with a little zone defense.
Payne can't get the roll, and we've got on the rebound a foul. That's going to go against the Fighting Irish. Good job inside by Jayden Hastings. He and Aiden Shaw are both physical, athletic rim protectors on the defensive end, and whatever you get out of those two guys, both are 6'9", on the offensive end is a bonus.
Yeah, look at the blocks here. You can see the numbers, 1.5 for Hastings, and Shaw 1.3 game. And not only the shots that they block, but it's the ones that they alter or change or just have guys circle back out, don't even attempt to go in against their length inside. So they are the two anchors defensively. And you're right about getting on that offensive glass. So important for this Eagles team that doesn't shoot too straight.
Well, for a 46% foul shooter, Jayden Hastings looked good on those 2 attempts. He was a 4-star recruit out of IMG Academy, a kid from Orlando, as McClellan takes a seat for Notre Dame. And Hastings, upon arriving here in Chestnut Hill, took a developmental red shirt. They're just trying to put on weight and strength, and he has himself a good upside. Final minute of play here in the first half.
And an important minute for BC. They've chipped into that 9-point deficit. They got it at 4 right now. A stop at a bucket would be huge.
Muhammad, drive and dish. Kaler spotting up. Over the outstretched hand of the defender. Payne gets the contact, and he will head to the line. And Fred Payne is a pain on the defensive end, but Earl Grant needs so much more energy from him spent on the offensive end. The way this season is shaken out, he still draws the big assignment on the defensive end, but they need for him to go for 15 to 20 every single night.
Yeah, and he has been able to up his scoring here recently. Right now, 15.5 a game, but I love his ability, you know, after that air ball to get that thing to the basket. There was about a 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock, and he wasn't going to use any of that shot clock. He just took it hard to the rack and got that contact. These free throws, knocking down these free throws at the end of this half has really got Boston College right back in this game after they were suffering a 9-point deficit.
Well, if I didn't know better, Boston College and Fred Payne was thinking 2 for 1 there. I don't want to assume. We don't see it all that much in college, but that was a good thing to get the shot off long before 30 seconds on the clock, and the Eagles should get the ball back one more time.
You're absolutely right, Doug. You got to have my job over here, buddy. You can do it all.
Haralson fouled, and so the personal goes against Caleb Steger, the freshman from Dallas, trying to stay with the bigger ball handler.
Well, again, Haralson, right, his ability we talked about, you know, shooting, I think it's like his 28th or 29th free throws in the last 3 basketball games. We're still in the first half of this one, of course, but you put your chest right into that big body. You're thinking, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I have been taught and coached up, but the officials blow you for the call anyway. It's just a little freshman Payne.
Good looking stroke for the 6'7", 220-pound freshman from Anderson, Indiana. Little offensive defensive switch again. Matthew McClellan returns and Muhammad goes out.
How about the freshmen in the ACC this year? I don't think there is another conference that has as many talented freshmen, and I don't even think it's close.
BC can hold for a final shot.
Yeah, they could tie this thing with a triple to the half.
Payne gives to Steger, who gives it back to the point guard Forte. And now with 10 seconds left in the half, they go into their offense. Payne with a forced three. High rebound. Steger got a piece, but Notre Dame might get a shot off here. The heave by Taylor is off the mark. But Scott, as you pointed out, is here at Connie Forum in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Boston College will start the second half with possession and with Luka Taves starting in place of Donald Hand Jr. It's Taves and Payne, Kapke, and then the two big guys. Well, we've got Forte as well as Aiden Shaw, the starting five here in the second half for Boston College. This is Taves. Drive and dish. Corner three, no. The Eagles continue to stay ice cold from outside.
Chilly. It's 40 degrees outside. I saw kids running on the street with shorts on, and my thin Phoenix blood could not believe what my eyes were seeing out there. But you're right, it's chilly in here for Boston College. Almost 10 minutes without a field goal.
And no official word on Donald Hand Jr. He is not on the bench to start the second half, so if we hear any more, we will certainly pass it along. And as I say that, I hear in my ear that he is out for the game. So
sorry for that, man. I wish he could have fought through that injury and come back and for his last and final game here at Boston College, well, at least for this season anyway.
And so at the line, the 19th ranked player in last year's SC Next 100. He was a big get for Micah Shrewsbury, and he has delivered. Paul Biancardi really high on Haralson, and he has come through as expected. Just part of, as you talked about, Scott, an exceptional freshman class in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah, 3 for 5. 3 for 4 in that first half from the free throw line. Got 1 of 2 to go there and push that thing back up to a 4-point advantage. Here's where Boston College has just got to get better. They got to get an inside punch to the basket with either the dribble drive or posting up Kapke.
Same starting five in the second half for Notre Dame. Serta has been quiet offensively. He's gone for 30 points 3 times this year. Kapke, no. Ball kept alive. Haralson fights Shrewsbury for it. And it'll be Boston College ball. A tough break for Notre Dame.
Haralson can't believe it. Micah Shrewsbury is like, what are you guys doing? Don't you recognize that you both have on blue jerseys under that basket? You love the aggressiveness from your players, all right? But at some point in time, somebody's got to let the other guy grab it.
Taves inbound, knocked away. 50-50 ball goes to Boston College. Payne, natural left-hander, going to try to go to work on Shrewsbury. One-on-one battle, mano-a-mano, and Shrewsbury won that one.
Yeah, it just kind of became a one-on-one situation over. It didn't help each other try to score, and Payne points to the bench like, yeah, that's my fault. I got to do better.
Here's Shrewsbury, uses the tout screen. Taylor taps, but it goes out of bounds. Taylor also took a shot to the chops, it looks like.
Yeah, he got in there and flying in there. You got to check his jaw. Make sure he's got all his teeth and the lower part of his mouth still intact.
Boston College has missed its last 16 shots from the floor and yet trailed by just 4. Kapke trying to change that, backing down Tout. But when he gets that deep, he's likely to score.
He's 260 pounds. And Tout's no small defender, and he just backed him right underneath the basket.
Haralson soars above the rim for the putback. It's 36-32, Fighting Irish. Quickly back the other way. Forte. And now Notre Dame's got numbers if it hurries. Great pass. Tough to handle, though, for Serta. And now a whistle comes saying the ball went out of bounds.
Either the ball was out of bounds or a player touching the ball was out of bounds. They're going to keep it down this end with the Irish. Yeah, one more time right here. Tried to pass that thing, and it comes up on. Both guys had an opportunity to hit Taze in the head while he was standing out of bounds.
So if you're Notre Dame, how do you unlock Cole Serta at this end? Last 5 games averaging nearly 25 points per. He has only 3 so far today.
Yeah, and give Boston College a lot of credit. As you just said that, they made him shoot a 28-foot triple for his second field goal of the game.
Yeah, just set a screen out by the logo and let him shoot. Easy.
Yeah, Brad Stevens, who's watching this one, general manager of the Boston Celtics, he likes that action.
And Brad Stevens and Micah Shrewsbury go way back together at Butler and together with the Boston Celtics, where Shrewsbury was an assistant coach under Stevens for 6 years. Haralson defends away from the defender and lays it in. 41-32. The Irish match their largest lead of the day.
Yeah, doing a good job defensively. You're right about Haralson, right? He just lowered that right shoulder right into the chest of the defender, bowled his way to the basket.
Kapke with a wild cross-court pass out of bounds back to Notre Dame.
Another turnover. Kapke losing his balance. Thought his partner was going to be over there on that right wing. But look at this one more time. Just a nice little pick and roll, and then Cole Serta, you're right, he's got a foot on the logo out there, and he knocked it a long triple. That ball was in the air what seemed like an eternity.
Micah Shrewsbury says he's the most confident shooter and player he's ever been around, and he has had some huge performances this year. Now starting to feel it. That one, though, a little strong. Forte fouled by Tout.
Tout doesn't like it, but that's the right call. He was out of control, diving for the basketball that a BC player had firmly in his hands right here. You can see there's balls underneath there, and then that pounce with the left arm wrapping in there. And I think these officials are going to try to clean this game up a little bit here in the second half.
So that is Tout's third foul. He and Logan Imes both have 3, the only players in the game so far in any sort of trouble. Payne uses the screen. Tell you what, Tout and Kapke set some marvelous screens.
Yeah, and that's one of those statistics that you don't get credit for. It's not like there's anything on the stat sheet where that shows up, but coaches that watch this film and break it down, they really appreciate when the bigs set those screens for the shooters.
Tout turns down the layup for a 3 from the corner. And it's Boston College basketball. And down on the end of the bench, although he doesn't travel all of the time, but the Shrewsbury-Stevens connections run deep.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And boy, what a job the Celtics and Stevens have done this year. All they've done without Jason Tatum, who they just got back last night for the game. They're 8 of their last 10 games. They're 42-21 in second place in the Eastern Conference behind the Pistons.
Good ball movement by Boston College. Taves off the bounce, looking for his first points of the day.
Wow, it just seems like when Notre Dame's going to try to pull away, Boston College answers with another run after being down by 9 to cut this thing to 4. Can they get it to 2? Can they take the lead? They've been here before.
Tout was blitzed by Forte. Boston College on the lob. And Fred Payne with the hammer.
Oh my, let your D ignite your O. Did Payne get up? Another turnover.
Forte again gives it up. Payne, this time with the Euro, and Shrewsbury is whistled for the foul. And the Eagles have a chance to tie at the free throw line.
That was really great defense, propelling your offense. I love the high handoff. It's always been my favorite play in basketball. These guys share this rock. He's said the whole time. Payne's telling, you throw it up there and I'll throw it down. He loves it. Just a precision pass right on time, and Payne does the rest. Look at his face. He loves it. Now he got to steal it. Now he has a chance to go to the line again.
Well, Forte was like a blitzing safety in football. He read that perfectly, and he and Payne have gotten out on consecutive takeaways to put points on the board.
Yeah, a chance to tie. This game has not been knotted up in a long time. It seemed like Notre Dame had control of this game throughout, but here we are. Back to 0-0s on the clock, so, on the scoreboard, so to speak.
9-0 run in just over a minute for Boston College. The Eagles led by 3 early, but haven't led since. Haralson working on Forte. Still with the dribble, and then we've got a whistle and a foul. And it's on Luka Taves, the sophomore from Tokyo.
That young freshman can dribble that basketball with somebody draped all over him, continue to stay under control, keep his eyes up and envision, and invariably, most of the time, he gets that whistle as he keeps trying to go to the rack. Here he is trying to operate again.
Well, with Brad Stevens sitting behind the Notre Dame bench, there's no question Haralson, as he sets up and picks up the assist on the Brady Kaler triple, Haralson is the best NBA prospect in this ballgame.
Yeah, Kaler with his second triple now out of that left corner and knocked that one down. And I love Haralson, right? I was just talking about his vision, but I want a precision pass always leads to a good shot.
Payne calls for the screen. Kapke drives hard and met there by the long left arm of Brady Kaler.
Smothered chicken. Kapke went hard to the hole, and Kaler said, "Not on my watch." Send him packing. Love this right here, though. This is that back down right. Look at this pass off the dribble with the offhand. Precision pass leads to a good triple.
Well, Paul Biancardi says Jalen Haralson's versatility is his calling card. Here he goes again. He can play bully ball. The one spot that he's got to get better at for sure is the jump shot. Shrewsbury got the defender in the air, and Aiden Shaw took the bait and gets called for the foul.
Well, that's what you do against the shot blocker, right? You know this guy wants to get up and send my shot packing, and you get that little head and shoulder fake, right? You get all that hair flopping up. It looks like you're going up for the shot, and then once Shaw, what's such that he left his feet, but he got into the shooter, and that's that crafty Shrewsbury realized, I just got to get into him now and get myself to the line.
Well, Braden Shrewsbury, a coach's kid, his younger brother Nick is going to join him as a Notre Dame Fighting Irish player next year. They'll both play for their dad. They bounced around the country following their father to Indianapolis when he was the assistant at Butler, and then living here in Boston for 6 years when their dad was on the Celtics coaching staff.
How cool is that? It's got to be a dream come true for any coach who's especially a father, being able to coach your kids at any level, but especially here in Division I basketball.
Kapke off the feed from Forte. Drives strong, and again denied at the basket. This time it was Sundra.
Kaler's slow to get into the offensive end. I think he took a blow down there. He seems like he's in some pain.
Yeah, maybe it was Kaler, not Sundra, and he is limping. Yeah, it looks like he's going to need to come out of the ball game. Serta, strong drive, missed the layup. Here comes Boston College on the move again after Notre Dame had scored 5 unanswered. Boston College has to have an answer.
I'm surprised they're not stopping this for Kaler. He can barely stand.
Steger. Kapke. Rebound Shrewsbury. And play continues. In spite of the fact that number 6 in blue, Brady Kaler, is doubled over in the far corner. Now he's going to limp to the bench.
Yeah, Micah Shrewsbury was waving the officials like, look, I got a hurt player. I don't want to have to burn a timeout for an injury, but look and see that knee right there of Boden Kapke went right into Kaler, and he's in a lot of pain. I don't know if it's a hip or a thigh, but kid can barely stand up. Officials finally stopped the action so they can get him a substitution. But look at that. He's having to leave the bench area.
Logan Imes comes back into the game for the Fighting Irish. He'll play with 3 fouls. Here is Imes with the ball. Working on Steger. Not shy coming off the bench. Boston College pushing back the other way down 5. Payne has been one of the catalysts. It's a block shot this time for Sundra out of bounds. Boston College will keep it underneath. How
about the job the Irish and Bigs are doing at that basket? A couple turnaways now, a couple blocks on Kapke. Now this one, Payne trying to go down there, and Sundra sends him back.
Well, Sundra's every bit of 6'11", and Kaler is every bit of 6'10". Kapke gets the whistle. Sundra this time gets the foul, and both those big guys for Notre Dame, they're tall, but they're not that thick yet.
Right, well, we were talking about the bigs from Boston College being rim protectors. Both of those bigs blocking over a shot a game, but it's been the Irish right now that are really patrolling the paint here in the second half defensively.
Forte, Steger, Shrewsbury giving him trouble. Steger regathers. Now let's see if Payne goes to work. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He puts it up. Haralson with a good closeout.
Yeah, never got on track there offensively on that possession. Kind of a wasted possession for Boston College.
Imes will try again. Payne finds Forte on the wing, and he rattles it home. Boston College gets the answer it needs and uses a timeout.
Well, if it's not doing it with the defense, again,
it's at Notre Dame next year, and talking with Micah before the game. And you don't know with roster construction in this day and age who's going to be where. But if they keep this Notre Dame core together, it might be hard for young Nick Shrewsbury to find minutes next year. We'll just have to see how it all plays out. But he's a good ball player, a big recruit who his father convinced to stay close to home.
Well, you asked him, would you have to redshirt him? What would his mama say about that? he said he'd do what's best for his child.
Out of the timeout, they get the easy look on the layup and lob. Tout from Haralson for two, 48-44.
Haralson is dishing here in this second half. Once he found a shooter in the corner, this time the high handoff to Tout.
Hastings got it, and the foul.
Hastings loves it. Nice job making himself available. A big target in the paint there, and then a little floater in the concentration after the contact to finish.
And we head back to break. This is the under-12 media timeout. Boston one more year, and whether he spends that here in Chestnut Hill, either way, he's going to be a BC graduate. He is getting his undergraduate degree this spring, and then can either come back and work on a graduate degree here at BC or elsewhere. But we wish him a speedy recovery for sure.
Absolutely.
Haralson guarded by Forte. If Boston College is going to win this game, it's going to be with their defense. They have generated most of their offense here in the second half with their D. Nice job by Haralson just to take advantage of his size. He is the game's leading scorer. It's now 50-47.
Down low, and Hastings came over to try to erase that shot. And like you say, these freshmen are just built different in the ACC this year, and he's able to squirt that thing off the backboard before Hastings had a chance to knock it into the first row.
Forte off the pass from Steger for three.
We are knotted up again at 50. This has not been the best exhibition of shooting, but boy, these guys are making some clutch baskets here in the second half. I love how hard each team's fighting for this win.
Shrewsbury no, and Boston College with a chance to take its first lead since early. They clawed back to tie it at 41. They have clawed back again to tie it at 50. Forte working on Serta. It's an air ball out of bounds. And Forte is saying we should review something. I'm not sure what he was asking for, to see maybe if it hit the iron. I'm not sure.
Look at this one last time here. Forte is able to give it up and then get some space. A clear little air and got back on balance to knock in that triple. The second triple try, though, you're right, Doug. He came up air ball. I think he was hoping he could say the official that he got a shot blocked.
Well, Notre Dame knows who to go to off of that screen on the perimeter. Cole Serta with the quick release now has 9, and Notre Dame back in front.
Yeah, Cole Serta, he loves coming off a little bit of a flare screen or down screens and be able to get himself free for three-point shots. You got to do a better job recognizing that here if you're Boston College.
Well, he likes every shot. He thinks every single shot he puts up is going in. Forte goes down, gets rid of the basketball. 5 on the timer. Steger going to have to put it up. Offensive glass, Aiden Shaw. That's a huge putback as Boston College returns to a 1-point game.
Man, and that's just a fully grown man flexing his muscles down low underneath, realizing those long shots come off the weak side. He did his work early, found a good spot for that board work.
Now the Irish couldn't close off the defensive possession. Now they give it away to Payne.
I like that by Payne. Realizing, hey, I do not have a balance with the push. Let me hold it up and wait for my partners to come down here and work our offense.
Payne for the lead.
This place is starting to go bananas. Here come the Eagles.
Muhammad trying to answer. Good to see Brady Kaler back in the ball game. Here's Serta with Forte all over him. Boston College strong on the defensive glass.
Doing it at both ends right now. Playing good basketball, helping one another score, getting on the offensive glass, getting on the defensive glass, and I like this right now. Work that ball around, help each other try to get a bucket.
The loser has its season end. The winner will then watch intently this afternoon's Syracuse-Pittsburgh game. If Pittsburgh beats the Orange, the Panthers will go to Charlotte for the ACC tournament. But he is trying to will his Eagles to a victory and keep their season hopes alive.
Fred Payne's been doing a fantastic job. I love that he started this basketball game off being aggressive, and he's continuing here in the second half, taking that thing hard to the rack.
And you know what? Chase Forte, his counterpart in the backcourt, has been really good on both ends of the floor as well. He's into double figures as well. The grad transfer from South Dakota. Haralson turns tail, brings it back out. The Fighting Irish down by 5, their biggest deficit of the day. Haralson to Serta, who was calling for the ball. After the flyby, Serta, no. Big miss for Notre Dame.
It's been the board work for BC in the second half. They are limited the Irish to one and done.
Payne gets a step on Imes, goes to his right hand and gets the roll.
Strong right hand drive. Took that thing all the way out from the three-point line to the rack. Here's Haralson back on the attack. Got to make him pay in the crowd. Well, that was a travel.
Kaler met at the rim, and here comes Boston College again. Taves, no. Hustling after it, Hastings. It's Imes and the Irish.
Boston College, even after that live ball turnover, they're getting back on defense. Tell me they're not locked in here.
Haralson with Taves on him calls for the clear out, but couldn't make the shot.
Yeah, and the little guy on the floor gets the stop in the board.
You see the big one in the ACC tonight, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. Number 1 Duke, number 17 North Carolina. Here at Boston College, one of 3 noon tips in the conference. Virginia leads Virginia Tech late by 4. Foul from behind, and Haralson doesn't like it. But it will send Jayden Shaw to the free throw line. He's just a 58% foul shooter.
Yeah, and I love that pass by Hastings over to Shaw. He realizes his buddy's got a wide open jam on the other side, and Haralson had to foul him to prevent it. But look at that, just great vision. Kicks it over to Shaw, and Shaw has an opportunity to go to the line. I love when bigs play together down there in that paint.
Jayden Shaw spent the last 3 years in Columbia, Missouri, playing for Dennis Gates. He was a key reserve on last year's NCAA tournament team, and Gates raved about his shot blocking. He also told me a couple of years ago about Jayden Shaw. He is one of the best athletes in the entire country. That's what Earl Grant and his staff wanted when they brought him here to BC, and trying to further tap into that athleticism.
That rank right there, last 5 games, 82%, first in the ACC, no doubt. He obviously plays around the basket, plays with a lot of power. He just knocked both those free throws in. Largest lead of the game now for the Eagles with under 5.5 to play. This crowd's starting to come alive.
Yeah, thanks to that 11-0 run, Scott. And you're right. On this last day of the regular season, with a couple of teams down in the standings, you got to give credit to the BC fans. They have made noise. Shrewsbury with a step-back three, and a pump of the fist over towards his dad on the bench.
Yeah, he loves it. There's a big three. They needed a bucket. He had Hastings flying out at him, and he was able to keep his eye in the front of that rim and dropped in. What is that, his third triple here of this game?
Shaw puts it up. Not the shot BC wanted, but it goes out of bounds off of Notre Dame, and the Eagles will keep possession.
Yeah, and I got to give Shrewsbury some credit. That was actually his fourth triple of the game. I love this one right here. He's done it off the dribble a number of times right there, kind of off the top of the circle from the three-point line, and that's his fourth triple, trying to cut into that large deficit.
One of the elite three-point shooters in the country, fourth in the ACC at 40% on the year. Payne directs traffic, gives to Taves with 5 on the shot clock. Now Payne will let it go.
Great job defensively by Notre Dame. They called out the screens and really got out on the shooter.
Serta, no. One and done once again for Notre Dame.
And they just cannot get on that offensive glass. Not only is Carson talented, owns the offensive glass, but they've done a good job keeping a body on him and not letting him hurt them on that offensive glass.
Under 4 minutes left in regulation. Hastings over Tout. 63-56.
Hastings wanted that ball. He called for that ball. He got that ball and put it in the bucket.
Forte goes down on the collision with Haralson. And that brings us to our next media timeout. One of these two teams, Boston College, is shooting only 35% from the floor. They have been the aggressor, Scott. They have controlled the glass, especially here in the second half. They've gotten to the free throw line, and Notre Dame just has not been able to match that so far since the intermission. They keep firing away. Haralson with another offensive rebound. That's an 0 for 3 trip for Notre Dame. Out of bounds, Boston College ball.
Well, defense and rebounding always wins out in big basketball games. It's not the offense. And right now, Boston College, except for that particular time, has really done a good job on their own defensive glass, not allowing the Irish multiple opportunities. And even after 3 opportunities on that possession, they still couldn't put the ball in the basket. So credit Boston College. They're not playing great offensively, but they're getting after it defensively.
Yeah, the Irish have not put it in the basket in over 6 minutes. Hastings calling for the ball. Tries to split the double team. Haralson hobbling again.
Oh, I'm not sure it's going to be 2 shots or 1 and 1, but he's going to the free throw line. Trying to make a couple more from the free throw line. Nice job. This kid has been aggressive at calling for that basketball and that block. He is feeling good about his opportunities to score down low.
Foul on Haralson is his second. The final Saturday of the men's college basketball regular season rolls on with rivalry matchups on ESPN and the ESPN app. Coming up, number 5 Florida and Kentucky at 4 Eastern, and then number 1 Duke taking on arch rival North Carolina at Cameron Indoor Stadium, 6:30 Eastern. And it continues on. Auburn and Alabama capped off the night by number 10 Texas Tech and BYU out in Provo. Here we've got a 15-3 Boston College run to seize control. Notre Dame needs to come up with a miracle here in the final 3 minutes to turn it around. Haralson is fouled on the reach-in. They're going to get Aiden Shaw.
Yeah, the 15 foul, and that's not a bad foul. Of course, like, Shaw's had a mismatch against Haralson. Go ahead and foul him. Make him take it side out of bounds. Oh, excuse me, baseline out of bounds. Let's see if Notre Dame can operate the BOB for a good shot.
Well, the Irish can make threes. The lob to Tout no good, but if they can string together between Serta and Shrewsbury some threes, they can get right back in it. Shrewsbury into the paint. Good defense again by BC. Imes down the lane. Serta from the corner. Imes has got it. Imes will shoot from deep. A big three for the Irish.
Oh, Boston College suddenly cannot defend their own glass. They've given up second chance opportunities here. In this particular time, the Irish make a pay. Imes with a second triple of this game.
Now can Notre Dame get a stop? Payne leads all scorers. Pulls up. Rattles it in. Number 5 is feeling it tonight.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Forte and Payne, these guys do not want to lose this last game. They want to give themselves an opportunity to go to Charlotte.
21 points for Payne on 7 of 20 shooting. Serta. Well, you know, Cole Serta has had some really big games, and he's had some quiet games, and so far this has been one of his quieter games for Notre Dame, Scott.
Yeah, Chase Forte high for that rebound. We talked to Michael Shrewsbury about that. He said sometimes he goes cold, but then he comes right back and has a big one. He wasn't great last game and can't really get it going here this afternoon, and with 1:41 to play, they're going to need him to knock some triples down the stretch.
So now Forte, just a 59% foul shooter, toes the stripe for a 1-and-1.
Well, last time Hastings, he was a 60% shooter, and he's been knocking his free throws down like he's a 91% free throw shooter.
Missed the front end. Haralson with a full head of steam. Goes to the left hand, and he'll have a chance for 3. Notre Dame still in it, Scott.
I love that move by Haralson. Hard to the rack, spun back out, a little up and under, then back into the defender right there. That little move right back into the defender to get that contact and the concentration. Use that glass to soften that shot after the contact always is a big plus.
4th foul on Aiden Shaw, so he goes out. Boden Kapke comes back in. And as much as anything, that's an offense-defense switch for Earl Grant Jr.
Yeah, this is like a 4-point swing. You only want one or two free throws at the other, and then Haralson here comes down, makes the old-fashioned 3-point play. So suddenly, deficit is down to 2 possessions.
Forte gets it into Taves, immediately double-teamed, and at 6'1", he can't see over the double. He finds the official and calls timeout.
Smart play. It got him down there in that corner where Taves could do nothing with the 2 defenders, and then the baseline and the sideline acting like 2 more. Even a 10-second violation.
Forte with the responsibility to get it in. Finds Taves, who mishandled it. Forte right there to pick it up. And Boston College fortunate to keep possession. Yeah,
Taves was coming to the ball, and he had the defender on his back, and I think maybe that pressure of the defender being on his back, it slipped through his hands, and you're right. Fortuitous bounce right back to his buddy there, and they were able to get the foul call, but I love the fact that Notre Dame's putting that pressure on them, and they're going to foul immediately and try to extend this game. Only 4 seconds coming off of that shot clock, and they'd be happy to trade 1 point for 3 points like they did on that last trip.
Logan Imes just fouled out, sending Forte to the line. This time he will get the second after making the first. Hey, all 3 noon tips in the ACC going down to the wire. Virginia has just held off Virginia Tech 76-72. The Hokies' road to the right side of the bubble just got a lot harder with that loss. Forte with a couple of big free throws. Haralson waits for Serta, gives it back to Haralson, and he'll have a chance for another old-fashioned 3-point play in spite of the fact that he continues to grimace and hobble. Haralson's fighting right through it.
Boston College is kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They're fouling and stopping that clock, and they're giving up the bucket. Like, if you're going to foul him, make sure he does not finish the play to go to the line for a 3-point play. My goodness. You give this Haralson a lot of credit, though. The kid's a bull.
And what a wonderful young man as well. A great representation for Notre Dame out of Fishers High School in Indiana. Haralson has the last 5 Notre Dame points. It's a 4-point game.
Yeah, last time they traded 1 for 3, and this time they traded 2 for 3. So they're clawing back into this thing as there's going to be a foul in the backcourt. I think that's going to go on Serta.
Third on Serta will send BC back to the line.
Now Boston College, though, they were just up by 8. And you're going to get 2 free throws on this attempt at the free throw line, but can't keep missing free throws and then letting the Irish come down the other end and getting 3-point plays.
BC in the double bonus now. Forte, after having just made a pair, hits a big one here.
That's 5 points right now, and as you mentioned, this big one takes it to 6. They couldn't get it down.
Well, as soon as we finish here, we'll get you to South Florida. Big block shot. Miami and Louisville are just underway.
Isn't off with a victory that has lit a fire in this young man.
Yeah, he is used to being an underdog, and he continues to play with that chip on his shoulder. Shrewsbury, no. Irish foul will send Hastings to the line for 2.
Did you see how high Hastings got up to snatch that ball? And he secured it. Like, he grabbed that thing and wrapped both those forearms around that ball because he understood that they were going to foul on rebound. He wanted to make sure he didn't get that thing knocked away. He's knocked down 3 or 4 free throws in a row. These are 2 big ones coming up. They have 3 Irish trying to pounce on him, and he let out that rebel yell like, that's my ball.
Calmly, Hastings, again, just a 46% foul shooter, shows off a pretty nice stroke.
I had him at 60. I didn't realize it was only 46, but you're right. These things have been back rim and down. They have been left in no doubt whether or not they're going in. He even gets a shooter touch now.
No doubt.
The Irish need a 3 here.
Down 7. Haralson with another chance for 3 the old-fashioned way.
They counted that. Haralson hits that contact, and then he hits that X button for the spin move. This young freshman is impressive. As much as they talk about Boozer at Duke, they start talking more about Haralson for this Fighting Irish squad.
Well, that's a new rule in the world of men's college basketball this year. We've got continuation, not to the degree that they have in the NBA. But if you're in your shooting motion, which they determined Shrewsbury, or rather Haralson was, you get the 2 points. But he couldn't get the 3rd. Personal foul immediately given by Brady Taylor, and we'll walk to the other end for 2 more foul shots.
Just happen to pick up how quickly Hastings got that rebound, tried to shuffle it off to one of his teammates so he wouldn't get fouled and got to go to the free throw line. Not that he's not doing a good job and having some confidence for that free throw line, but he realizes my teammates are better free throw percentage shooters than I am, and try to get it over to one of them. But I'll let us see this kid total line and knock down a couple here. Good for his psyche and his confidence.
Well, Louisville and Miami now airing on the ESPN app. As soon as we are done here, we will send you to the Watsco Center, where Corey Alexander and Dave O'Brien are on the call. 1 out of 2 this time for Hastings. Muhammad puts it up. Fred Payne, the rebound, and he will get a chance to shoot 2.
Well, they needed some points on that trip. I mean, under 45 seconds to play, you're down by 2 possessions, and any free throw here makes it a 3-possession game.
Now Louisville is off to a quick 10-2 lead over Miami. As Payne, who has put together a terrific regular season finale, sees his first trickle off the iron. He was a 4-star recruit, but only got 1 power conference offer. It was from Boston College. Tulane, St. Louis, other really good programs wanted him. But Earl Grant saw something in this left-hander and convinced him to come to Chestnut Hill. Down 7. And a foul before that shot from the corner as Haralson was again coming with a full head of steam.
Haralson likes coming in there, trying to get that contact. That time he was going to try to find one of his shooters as these not many ticks left on that game clock. They were trying to get up a 3, but that's going to be the 9th team foul on Boston College. So it's still the 1-and-1 variety for Haralson at the free throw line. And did we have a disqualification here? Yeah, we had a disqualification, so they're going to get another player into this game. And Coach Grant, trying to use a little gamesmanship, took his time making the substitution.
Yeah, Forte has fouled out. Steger has come back in.
Well, if this ball should come off, the guys in the white shirt have to grab it.
Haralson now 7 of 10 from the stripe. Now the active career rebound leader, Carson Tout, back in for all of college basketball. This is 5th year. Averaging over 9 per game this season for the Irish.
And he
gets another one. And then his pass back out was deflected away. There's that BC defense one more time.
Oh, Carson Tout, can't believe it. He's a specialist on the offensive glass, but just tried to rush the outlet pass, and it gets deflected right to one of the BC players, and Carson Tout can't believe it. Look at this again, one more time, pushing Kapke out of the way, and then it just gets deflected, and it gets ripped away. Now, Payne, he's got an opportunity to go to the line again here. He's leading all scorers. He's trying to add to that total.
Frustration after missing the first. Still up by 6, trying to make it a 3-possession game. Now Tout goes out, offense for defense for the Irish. And back in Brady Kaler.
Well, if Payne can make this free throw, it'd be 29 free throws for BC. That's the most they've had all year, and I just jinxed him. He went 0 for 2 from the line. This thing ain't over yet.
Haralson calls timeout. Headed straight for his coach, Micah Shrewsbury, who's going to try to draw up some action on a sideline out of bounds to get either break 7. And all 3 are out there with the inbound to come from Jalen Haralson. Also, we get our first look at Ryder Frost. He's a 3-point specialist. Going to the basket, we've got an offensive foul. It's an offensive foul against Brady Kaler.
Oh, my. Kaler can't believe it. He was going hard to the rack. Everybody expected this 3-point specialist to shoot the jump shot. It went right into the defender there. I thought there was no off arm that came off. Tough call for the Irish.
Shot clock off. Kapke gets it into Steger. Irish bench roaring for a travel. Now it's to Taves. And Shrewsbury fouls him in the backcourt.
I thought Steger tried to catch that ball doing 55 and a 54, and he walked with it. No whistle. He was able to get it to one of his buddies, and now with 20 seconds left and down by 6, any free throw here could be that proverbial nail in the coffin for the Irish on their season.
Taves. He's a good shooter from the perimeter, but not that good from the line.
Nah, and that's 3 straight misses by Boston College. Keep giving the Irish life.
Taves gets 1 out of 2. That is a big one. 75-68. Whistling a foul off the ball.
They had some action trying to come to that basketball with a dribble handoff. I think they're going to get Steger bumping on Cole Serda, not allowing him to try to come to that ball, realize that he's one of the most popular and best 3-point shooters. We're going to try to deny him that basketball, but now you're sending him to the line with the clock stopped. less than 4 seconds came off of that game clock, and Serta's going to knock both of these down.
Well,
best believe.
Well, he's the best free throw shooter by percentage
in the ACC.
In the ACC.
He's one of the top 5 guys in the country, and he missed one.
He's missed 2 today. 1 out of 2 again. Back to a 6-point game.
That second miss, that first miss was big because, well, it's still a 2-possession game, but if you could get a steal and a 3-point shot and another steal in a bucket, you can tie this thing up or take the lead with 2 triples.
Kapke able to find Payne, who is fouled by Tout. And so Fred Payne will go back to the line. Well, from the free throw line, Boston College has had a huge advantage today, Scott, outscoring Notre Dame 29-14.
They've been the aggressive team, right? Like just taking the ball inside to the basket, putting a lot of pressure on the Irish after they've had live ball turnovers to have to foul. And the guys have been knocking down their free throws.
Payne now with 23 points, nearing his career high, which came back in January when he put 26 on the Orange in a win over Syracuse here at County Forum.
That's got to be a little disappointing for Coach Shrewsbury. Had both in the first half and here in the second half. His team were up by 9, and they were looking good. But then they just got cold. They could not buy a bucket, and Boston College was limiting them to just one shot done, and that's when Boston College started to get their confidence going, and then they've run away with it here these last 4 or 5 minutes of this game and just trying to bury them from the free throw line.
Carson Tout has fouled out, and that will likely mean the end of his college career. Again, the active career leader in rebounds in all of college basketball after a marvelous 6 years in Flagstaff, Arizona at Northern Arizona. Among the ACC leaders, that rebounding skill has translated this year. But barring a miracle, he and the Fighting Irish will put the basketballs away in about 10 seconds.
I tip my hat to Tout because rebounding is all about heart and desire, and he went out and got a bunch of them. But how about Boston College? Here on their home floor trying to give themselves a chance to get to Charlotte.